everyone. Happy Hanukkah. I'm here with my friend Tracy.
Hi.
In Miss Allison's kitchen, and we are going to be making challah bread today. And so we've already started a little bit of the preparations. We had 1 1/4 cups of water that we put in already, and we added the yeast.
And now we're going to add 1/4 cup of sugar to the yeast, so the yeast becomes active. And for any of you who are familiar with making breads, it's kind of a similar process. It's a very easy bread to make at home, and it's fun because you get to braid it after the dough sits for about an hour, and you get to braid it, so it's a fun activity.
So I just want to say that Tracy is a bit of an expert at making challah bread. She makes it practically every week to celebrate.
It's challah is a bread that has been made for centuries. It started back in the temple in Jerusalem, where people would bring the dough to the high priests or the rabbis, and then they would bake as an offering, and the rabbis or the priests would bake the bread. And so that tradition is continued for all our holidays, and we make challah for almost every holiday, which includes Sabbath.
Now, if you're not familiar with challah, it's a braided bread.
Right.
And the basic ingredients are water, sugar, flour, yeast,
And vegetable oil.
and a little bit of salt.
And vegetable oil.
And vegetable oil.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's it. It's really simple. Some people will add like raisins or something. I like to keep it kind of simple because the bread itself is so good. Like, it comes out of the oven, obviously really warm, and you just pull it apart. It's amazing.
Okay, so we have to wait for the yeast to activate, correct?
Yep. It takes about 5 minutes to activate, and then we'll start adding our other ingredients. And
Now, wait, how do you know it's activating?
So you see that there's little bubbles in the,
Let's take
I don't
it.
know if you can see, but there's some little bubbles in the water that you can kind of see.
no.
Very little bubbles.
We'll
And
probably
that-
see more when it really starts activating.
and that means that the yeast is active. I don't know if you see, like, they're very tiny bubbles, so you may not be able to see them on camera.
Right.
But if you're at all familiar with baking bread, it's the same process where the yeast there is a quicker acting yeast. I've never used that just because.
I use the fast acting yeast.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
All
that's
right. Well,
great.
you could try that too.
So we're gonna turn off the camera for a bit and wait for this to bubble up and get ready to add the flour and the rest of the ingredients. See you in a bit. Hi, we're back. Our water and yeast and sugar are ready.
Yeah.
So what's the next step? We add a 1/4 teaspoon.
Quarter cup.
A 1/4 cup. Wait a second. That is definitely more than a 1/4 teaspoon.
Yes.
I'm so silly.
1/4 cup of vegetable oil.
Does it matter what kind?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. And
then a 1/2 teaspoon
Of salt.
Let's
Yeah.
make sure I don't
spill it in there.
spill too much
Even
in there.
if you added a little extra salt, it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
about
fine.
right.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah. And-
So
yeah,
I'll just
and-
mix that gently.
Yeah. And then all we're gonna do after that is slowly add the flour. And you can sift it, or you don't have to sift it. So I have been.
Wait, how much flour are we adding? You
Oh,
didn't
this
mention
is
that.
3 cups.
That's it? Only 3 cups of flour?
It, and
for
it makes
2 loaves?
2 loaves.
Excellent.
I have been sifting mine, but I also sometimes don't. So you can do
Well,
either.
and I couldn't find my sifter. What kind of baker am I?
You're the best baker. You just put things together.
Yeah. Well, with recipes, like baking, you really
Yeah.
do need a precise recipe, or else it doesn't come out right.
Exactly.
This
But
is
like I
okay.
said, yeah, it's going to come out very thick, and it's going to be, it's going to be a dough.
So you don't use a blender. You don't use a
Nope. And I know some people have bread machines. I don't, so I don't know if you could probably make a challah in a bread machine.
What
I
about the
don't know.
KitchenAid blenders that are for?
Yeah,
I bet that would really work
I
easily.
don't know. So you see how this is kind of sticky now. This is why we have some extra flour, because a lot of times the 3 cups just don't cut it. And
there's still that's not mixed in.
Yeah, you want to add some extra though.
So the next step after we get this all together,
We've got to mush it with our hands.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a
We
fun
did
part.
wash our hands ahead of time. I definitely did.
I definitely did too.
Okay. Make sure you do that before you do baking with friends.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now this is a great recipe. You can start mixing it with your hands.
So-
This is a great recipe to do with the kids because they can help mix, knead,
Yep.
add ingredients. It's not complicated, and they can help with the braiding.
Yeah, the
now.
braiding at the end is the most fun. And what I really like about the kind of art of making challah at the end of the week, so our Sabbath is starts Friday night into Saturday. So like a lot of people have their day of rest as Sunday, ours is Friday night into Saturday. And it's kind of like you're making this bread, getting all your kind of frustrations from the week out. You know,
it's therapeutic.
It's therapeutic.
Baking is therapy.
Yes, and I just really love it because you know that it's gonna, result in this really nice dinner. That a lot of times I'll make chicken and potatoes, or rice, and
a nice salad, maybe.
And a nice salad, and it goes so well with the bread. Or you can make pasta, and that makes good.
Oh, and you can make French toast with the bread.
Oh,
too,
yes.
The next day if you have any left over.
And that is amazing.
Yeah.
And this is, I don't know if you can feel this.
I want
but
to try.
It feels great because it's not sticking to our hands.
Bouncing back.
Yep, it's bouncing back, so it's really a perfect.
Let's take a look at it up close. See how it's like, kind of like spongy,
Yeah.
but not sticky.
And you almost want the top to be kind of shiny like it is, so it's actually quite perfect.
So how much longer do we have to knead it for?
Not too much longer, actually, because you don't want it to get sticky again. So
It is a little sticky right now.
yeah, so you can add just a tad more flour just to make it, just to make sure that it's not sticky. And then when we go to stick it in this bowl to let the dough rise, because even after you let the yeast do its magic, you still have to let the dough rise because it is bread and
Right.
it is a yeast product like bread.
So how long does it usually take to rise?
So you let it rise in the bowl for 1 hour.
Now, do you have to grease the bowl?
Yep. You have to
Okay.
grease it with
So
a
I'll
little
add
bit.
a little bit of
A
oil.
little bit of oil to this
Just
bowl.
a little bit so it
Yep.
doesn't stick.
That's it. And then this bread's going to be ready to sit. And then you're going to cover it with a cloth.
So we don't have to knead it anymore, like on the table or anything?
I think before we actually braid it, we should. Because then it kind of gets.
punch it down.
Yeah, you got to punch it down, get all the bubbles out. But right now, this is ready.
Too much oil. Hold on.
This is ready to be placed in the bowl so it can rise. And it's cool that we're using a glass bowl because you're gonna get to see how this bread rises.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, let's pull the other bowl over.
Yeah.
Well, Tracy, you're a natural instructor.
I don't know about that.
So we'll cover it with a cloth.
Yep.
Okay, and then we'll let it rise
Yep.
for like an hour or so, and we'll come back and we'll do the braiding of the
Yep.
bread. Now we can just go around and clean our house, take a walk with the dog or something, and come back.
That's
okay?
right.
We'll see you in a bit. Hi, we are back.
We're back, and when we've been away, look what happened.
Yeah.
How
look at
much
that.
this dough
It
rose.
really rose, yeah.
Yes.
So what's going to happen when we...
So what we have
Pick
to
it
do, when we pick it up, it's going to be mushy and air filled.
You know, I just want to do this. It's a little off center.
See all
There
the
we go.
air bubbles in it? So what we have to do, and we're going to put a
Piece of
little
flour.
flour down on our workspace, and then we're going to knead it again. And this is where you really put your arms into
This
it.
is the fun part.
This is
the
the
part
fun
when
part.
you can really
Get your frustrations
feel like
out.
Play-Doh. Yeah.
So you're really kind of pushing all the air bubbles out of the dough. And so you want it to be nice and smooth. Feel how nice and smooth that is?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Nice.
And so then you don't really have to do too much of it. You don't have to work it too much. What we're going to do is we're going to split this in half. This big lump of dough, we're going to split it in
It looks
half.
like a loaf of bread right now.
I
Can
know.
you cook it that way?
Oh, I don't know. I've never tried. I guess you could maybe. So I'm just going to, kind of eyeball it, splitting it in half. And then we're going to take our halves.
Hi, we're back.
So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this into 4 even pieces.
You're just gonna break it off?
Yeah, I'm just gonna break it off. They don't have to be exactly even, but try to get them a little even. So sometimes I just like take from
one.
one.
Want me to work on one of these too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so what we're gonna do then is we're going to make 4 rolls or ropes, really.
Can you roll them on the
table?
table?
You can roll them on the table, or I like to just roll them in my hands like this. And it kind of looks like a snake.
Oh, this would be fun to play with.
Yes.
Yeah.
So definitely fun for the kids to do this. And you can make it like...
How long do they have to be?
Well, it just depends. Like some people like to make the ropes thicker because then the bread comes out thicker. I would say about like this is good.
Is that one good?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
So then do...
You have 2 more to do.
Yep, 2 more to do.
This isn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
No, it's super easy to do.
This one doesn't seem like it has as much dough in it. I'm going to grab some from the other staff over here.
It may
So
not.
we're just going to work on one loaf of bread for you guys, and then we'll work on the other one off camera.
Yeah, and then we'll show you what to do once this rises again. So I never thought I could make challah because it just seemed like, how could I make this beautiful braided bread? And then my daughter Becca moved to Tel Aviv, Israel, and she came home and she said, Mom, it's super easy. Let me show you. And ever since she taught me and showed me, I've been making it. So
we can't see these on the camera.
So you can too.
So you start out with 4 of these, and then how do you weave it?
Okay, so you're gonna go.
Let me just pull the camera down a little bit.
Yep. So I'm gonna show
readjust.
You. It's really easy to do. So you're gonna go over. You're gonna start on one side, and kind of start in the center, and you're gonna go over, under, over, and then keep going on this side. Over, under, over. Okay, and then one more on this side, over, under, over, and then you're going to take these little ends of the braids and just kind of
tuck it under.
Tuck it under.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then I turn it around because I don't want to pick it up and move it because then the whole thing, might get it might fall apart. So then you're going to go same thing, over, under, over on this side, right? Over, under, over. And then I'm just gonna tuck this one.
So what would happen if you just did like a regular braid? Would that be okay?
Hi guys. So we had a few mishaps with our videotaping when we first started this challah bread. We were running out of space. I was using my iPhone, so I was running out of space on my iPhone. So a lot of some of the videos got kind of cut off short. But when we were talking last, we were talking about the possibility of braiding the dough instead of doing the way that Tracy did it. So I started a whole new loaf and I braided it like you would braid hair, and I let it rise for a good half an hour or a little bit more, and it got really big. So I did 1 loaf instead of 2. So that's how it came out. It's kind of huge, but anyway. So the part that we did miss was the egg wash, and so you're gonna take 1 egg yolk and whisk it. You can use a whisk or you can use a fork. And you're gonna use a little bit of honey, a dollop of honey, to make it nice and golden. Then I'm gonna mix that up. Let's just use a spoon, might as well. And then I'm gonna brush it over the loaf of challah bread. Tracy's not with me now, but I wanted to do this whole video justice and do it right. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm making sure that it gets covered with the egg wash and honey. And my buddy told me that I need to make sure I get all the crevices in the loaf so it looks beautiful when it's done. And the last bit of this video is going to be the 2 loaves we made together coming out of the oven. So this is going to go in the oven for 30 minutes, and depending on your oven, you need to check to make sure that that it's not getting overcooked. So you just got to look at it. So I'm gonna finish covering it with the egg wash. Oh wow, I totally missed this part by the camera. How did I miss that? Anyway, and then I'm going to put some salt on it, and the next segment will be, like I said, the 2 loaves that Tracy and I made together. So I just wanted to put the egg wash on for you. I gotta make sure it gets in everywhere. And I'm gonna sprinkle some coarse salt on the top, like this. So it gives it a nice little bit of saltiness to the recipe. I'm gonna turn that around and try to make sure I get the other side. And we'll see you at the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed learning about challah bread. There we go.
And look at our breads. Look how beautiful. See how the egg wash made it come out so nice and dark. And it just looks amazing.
Let's
And
hold
it
it up a little bit.
smells amazing in here.
It does. It smells like the best smell ever. Big bread.
Yeah,
Isn't that beautiful?
yeah. So I hope you all can try this at home.
Yes.
And you might find yourself wanting to make it every week.
And we'll see you for the next Kids Cook. We'll
Yes.
be probably doing a Christmas one the next time around. So check
Well,
in
thank
with
you
us.
for doing this with me, Allison.
Thank you so much for coming today and helping me with this recipe.
It's very meaningful to make this bread with my best friend.